Arthur, thank you for staying with us on Good Morning Nigeria. Let's get you the newspaper review next.
All right, we got Chukwudi Okoli Ubaja with us this morning.
Okolie Ubaja. Let me teach you how to say it in Delta. Okolie Ubaja. Say it.
It's okay. Actually, there are three vowels. There are three vowels there, but because of contiguity, one will assimilate
Okoli
some.
Ubaja.
Okoli Ubaja, okay? In one smooth flow. Good morning. And don't make my name the signpost on Good Morning Nigeria today.
Thank God I didn't have a teacher like Victor in school. I'm not sure I would have passed.
You wouldn't have learnt anything.
Oh my God.
The rain has descended.
Indeed.
I hope it's not too late for my maize. Anyway, good to see you.
But I hear it's just in some parts, not across the country. There was a report from Lokoja today. It didn't rain there. So I guess because we've been experiencing
unusual dry spell.
All right, so let's see what the papers have and see if it's raining, with the headlines this morning. We have the Blueprint and some other papers, but we'll begin with the Blueprint. It leads with presidency. Chinese company misled French court and seized presidential jets. Riders insist Nigeria assets protected by diplomatic community. Immunity. It's another P&ID case with fake investors, according to Onanuga. Ogun explains federal government moves to vacate order. All right, you want to find out what's going on? Pick up a copy. Above that, we have, I still live in a rented apartment, says ex-governor Shekarau. That's on page 10 of the Blueprint. Let's quickly move that below the picture story. On the front page of the Blueprint, we have Africa must develop its resources to progress. Stop skills exodus. That's according to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Police nabbed 2 for attempting to bury man alive in Kaduna. 227,494 persons affected by flood in 27 states, according to NEMA. NJC recommends Justice Kekerekun as CJN. And finally, from the front page of the Blueprint, we have Idris urges accurate, balanced reporting on Nigeria by international media. All right, so let's see what the New Telegraph has this morning. The New Telegraph leads with a health concern, Mpox. NCDC places Lagos, Abuja, others on red alert as Nigeria records 39 cases. The rider, first case of more dangerous virus found outside Africa. All right. Above that, strategic deliberate research development will stop skill exodus in Africa, according to Tinubu. And of course, Kekere Ekun is also right here on the front page of the New Telegraph. Court orders temporary forfeiture of $2 million landed properties, shares linked to Emefiele. That's on page 29. Bauchi governor seeks federal government intervention for flooding and 5 local governments. Below the picture story, we also have the story on the Chinese firm and the federal government. You want to find out what's going on. Invasion. NLC threatens strike if federal government police fail to apologize. Riders demands proof of link with terrorists. Kicks against government interference and union leaders' tenure. Interesting times ahead. You want to see that. And finally, in a green strip, study links chemicals in makeup to pregnancy complication. You want to hear that again. Study links chemicals in makeup to pregnancy complication. That's on page 28. Victor.
All right, and that takes us to Leadership Friday. And it leads with the bold headline, ahead of neck, APC power brokers plan soft landing for Kanduje. Mall ambassadorial job for him, shop for new national chairman. APC governors to send 3 names to president. North Central stakeholders tip Al-Makura. That story is on page 4. And then you see the picture illustration with a question mark, and that simply says, who is next? And then above the nameplate, NLC alleges plots to weaken labor unions. That story is on page 6. And finally, from here, 21 million naira for running costs, salary allowances. That's according to Senate. And that story is on page 6. I know that we were discussing it here the other day, and we did say that this isn't all of it.
Actually, when you hear it's just for running cost, not salaries, allowances, you begin to say, maybe you need to explain even further, because that means that more money is eventually,
of course,
you know. But it's okay. As I
Is
said,
it okay?
No, it's okay.
Well, it's okay
Look,
to be okay.
Whether you like it or not, things will continue to happen in the world. It is not what happens that matters, really. It is how we react to what happens. And I said yesterday that all the meshy situations surrounding allowances, salaries for lawmakers, that wasn't necessary at all if only they had come out clearly from inception to say, this is how it is. It has to be very transparent. It is not catch me if you can, hide and seek. That is actually what the problem is.
Indeed.
If they had been clear about all this, one would now say, oh, this money is too much. Why don't we work on it and all that? Put it on the table. Anything in the world can be discussed.
It's on the table. It's just you and I that probably don't have the details. It's on the table.
If you've been following international news, Ukraine has now taken part of Russia.
Yeah.
What they are doing is, by the time we are able to sit, I would say I have some portion. That's if they're able to retain their hold on it. You have a Crimea and the rest. Can we now negotiate? Everything at the end of the day is negotiated in life. So no big deal at all. You know, that's it. Let them just be open about it. NLC threatening national strike if federal government doesn't. What's the meaning of that?
Well, they are alleging here that there are plans to weaken labor unions.
No, they say if they do not apologize, they would not be apologizing.
Over the invasion. Right.
That's it. And I'm saying, let's not trivialize strikes. No, you don't. You reserve that for last. You keep it for last. You don't just whip the strike there. If the federal government has impugned your integrity as a labor union and all that, get your evidence, go to court, let the court reprimand the federal government action. Don't say we could go on strike.
But the problem here, Chukwudi...
Is it attributed? I didn't quite read that story.
But the problem here, Chukwudi, is that it's a case of it wasn't me. Nobody's owned up.
Nobody owned up.
So if nobody has owned up, do we then assume that criminals invaded?
I don't know what you want to assume.
Okay.
But if nobody has owned up, the federal government could say, why are you pointing a finger at us? Who told you we did it? Again, catch me if you can. You know, my friend would say the many troubles of Ganduje. Don't worry, politicians would always be politicians. And anyway, that is an investigation. You see, as journalists, we have a code of conduct. It may be unspoken, but we have it. When it is an investigation, when it is not attributed, this was said by, understand, you are cautious about it so that you don't begin to go speculative. But if the APC is planning a soft landing, so to speak, for Ganduje, that would be within the party confines. That would have nothing to do with the court case he has with you understand?
I'm not sure because you and I know the papers have suddenly disappeared from the court.
You can always re-erect a case against it.
Kano State government didn't say they can re-erect. So they just said it's gone missing.
Fine. They will reinvestigate and start another case. So that's not an excuse at all. Don't bother yourself. It can only elongate the process. But then, nobody's insinuating that Ganduje is guilty of anything.
Indeed.
We are saying he's been indicted.
Indeed.
It's always very important that we do that. I don't have enough information about the seized jets.
Not seized.
It's
It's an order.
It's an order. What
a Chinese
was
firm.
FG,
A Chinese firm.
FG fights back overseas presidential jets.
Well, that
You're
caption
talking
may
to
be
the-
misleading.
You're talking to some editors now. Whatever
Maybe
happens,
misleading.
our jets are not free to move as of now, isn't it? The jets concerned.
They could be.
Very good. The important thing at the end of the day is sort it out. But if it's within what diplomatic immunity would grant us, then you begin to ask, why would it happen at all? And China has very good relations with Nigeria. They would not like their own firm to embarrass us at the end of the day. They are going to sort it out.
But what's even the rationale for attempting to seize federal government's assets for a transaction between the Chinese company and the Ogun State government?
Now, well, the Ogun State government
It's a
in Nigeria-
government
is
on
in
its
Nigeria. Fine.
It's a government on its
You could
own.
say there a go between, you know.
And they didn't transact on behalf of the federal government.
I am not very, 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 very sound in terms of aviation law and all that. I can't be categorical about it. But whatever happens, what I think is that they are going to sort it out because China and Nigeria share relations. They want to grow more and more. So they're going to talk to their own firm at the end of the day and all that.
Well, clearly,
This is
government is not waiting for that. Government is going to vacate
This
that
is
judgment.
initial brouhaha for convenient headlining. That's what it is for now. So don't panic over anything, okay? Then there is even this one concerning the airpeace matter. The UK government is saying we'll respond to Nigeria's threat to bar our airlines soon. It's kind of a tit-for-tat scenario is what is being suggested here. And you say, oh, so much, trouble in the air because the planes fly in the air, you know. Well, I'm sure we'll get there.
And then inflation rate drops to 33.40%
From what?
in July.
From 34?
Drops to
34.something?
33.40. So that's according to MBS.
You know, my people will say, bird say it don't tire to stay for ground. Then it perches on an ant hill. What's the difference between the ant hill and the ground?
That
But we
best
have to
describes it.
but we have to be happy because in the economics they will tell you that 0.5 means a lot. So let's not be mischievous
and we have to be
about it.
optimistic, right?
Yes.
So
Optimism.
Chukwudi, thank you very much for coming this
Thank
day.
you. I'm
And,
so happy it has rained.
thank
I hope
God
it's
it's
not too
Friday.
late for my maize.
Thank God it's Friday. Go enjoy yourself.
You know, my mic is switched off today.
Yes, I know. When you mentioned farming,
All right, let's go on this break and return to begin our conversation proper. Please don't go away.